Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am once again in the car, which means I have seen another film and I'm doing a review just for you. I am not joined by my co-host DJ. I have the popcorn bucket. We're not going to dialogue him, so the reason that DJ is not with me tonight is he is preparing for a trip, so he couldn't make it, and because we wanted to make sure that a video got to you guys over, like, it's not really a holiday weekend, but kind of a holiday weekend. We wanted to make sure that it's done, so they sent me ahead. Went to a movie on Thursday instead of our normal Friday, and hopefully this is coming to you guys on Saturday, like usual. Anyway, without further ado, the film that I saw this evening was the newest animated feature from Illumination, which is owned by Universal, if I'm not mistaken. The film name, Migration. Migration is, like I said, an animated feature about a family of Mallard Ducks who are in an attempt to migrate to Jamaica with other birds. Essentially get out, experience new things, have a little bit of adventure, shenanigans ensue, comedy ensues, story happens. Overall, what do I think about this film on a scale of 1 to 10? I have to honestly give this film a 5. Personally, just as a moviegoer, the film's technically well done. The acting is pretty good. Like, it's voice acting, so it's kind of hard to judge exactly everything, but overall, it sounded right, it looked right, and it had some really heartfelt moments. Otherwise, the film is very cookie cutter. There's not really that much to this film. My score may also have dropped a little bit just because we literally last week just saw Wonka, and that film is just absolutely delightful. It's kid-friendly as well. It's got a lot of really fun characters. It has a good story behind it, and the rest of it is just, it's done really well. This film feels like it's lacking, but at the same time, if I really think about it and look at all the points, it meets all the points of a standard animated kids film. This film is better, in my opinion, than what I have seen from Disney this year. I think that this is a more appropriate movie for younger audiences than the other animated films that we saw. It's fun, but it's not quite as fun as Super Mario Brothers. It is original, which I can give it credit for. So honestly, I'd probably give it about a 6 out of 10. If you have young kids, they're going to love this film. They're going to love all the jokes. There's a lot of like immature moments and stuff like that. And overall, the message is pretty good. The message is essentially being willing to go out of your comfort zone in order to experience the rest of the world, but also doing so in a way that's safe and together. It is a very family-centric film. It had a good message. It was well done. A lot of the stuff was, it's just a pretty well put together film. Spoilers. Oh, okay, fine. Before I go into spoilers though, do I recommend this film in the theaters? No, honestly, you can wait until this film comes out on streaming and you'll get probably about the same amount of enjoyment as you would in the movie theaters. It's entertaining and it's fun, and you could probably be able to keep your kids entertained for a good bit. So it shouldn't be an issue if you go to the movie theater, but I don't think straight up that you're going to really benefit anything from going to a movie theater experience unless your movie theater is just kind of that special. So also, right before I go into spoilers, thank you guys for checking out these videos. We do these every single week. We try to give you an honest, straightforward review. We are not paid for these. We are not, we don't get these advance tickets. We go to the movies on our own because we just love movies, and we wanted to give you guys a honest review that you could trust. So that is what we are striving here to do. If you like that, like, subscribe, and if you have friends that would benefit from this, be sure to share these videos with them as well. We greatly appreciate it. Now, spoilers. The worst part about this movie, in my opinion, is actually probably Aquafina. Aquafina has been in everything lately, and for good reason. She's fun, she has good comedic timing, she does well in her live action roles, and she has a very distinct voice. The problem is that Aquafina has been in so much stuff lately that when she appears in this film, it's almost grating. Her character is fun and interesting, but I'm not going to lie, I was very relieved when that character was off screen and we were done with it. The story has good points to it, but it very much is just the family literally just kind of runs into a plot point. So they'll literally go and they'll do something, and then crazy transition, end up in the plot point. Stuff happens, crazy transition, end up in the next plot point. Crazy transition, next plot point. It gets a little bit tired, but at the same time, it is fun. They do have a lot of variety in their scenes, and their humor is pretty on point, but at the same time, it does feel sometimes that you're just being dragged into the next exciting big thing. Overall, the performances were pretty good. Like I said, this is very much made for kids. It feels like a kid's movie. It feels very immature. It's kind of a stereotypical Illumination animation. It's not really made for like teenagers. It's not made for older kids. It's made for younger kids. It has very, very basic slapstick kind of humor. What else can I really say about this film, to be honest? There's not really much to this film. If you're going in it thinking that you're going to get something great, high definition, and maybe like groundbreaking in animation, you're going to be severely disappointed, just because this is just a stereotypical Illumination animation. It looks like every other Illumination movie. It doesn't feel like it's groundbreaking. It doesn't feel like it's anything special, and it just has an Illumination quality to it. That's not a bad thing. It's good quality. It's just a thing of you're seeing the exact same thing that you always do. The villain is pretty good. The chef, he's interesting, and I like the fact that they don't have the humans being able to communicate in a way that the Mallards can understand them. So that kind of plays into this, okay, we can hear the animals can't hear us. So he's not explaining, he doesn't have any lines. He literally grunts, groans, he makes animal noises. The most animal thing in this film is literally the antagonist. He has a fun like helicopter, and he has a very clear motif. Like, he has a style, which I can appreciate. The climax of the film really just kind of ramps up and does it. Not really anything special about that. There are one too many scenes where the Mallards are dancing, and they dance like humans. I found it interesting that while they're doing dancing and while they're doing these motions and stuff like that, we usually think in the terms of cartoons, like Looney Tunes, when it comes to animals, where the feathers are the fingers and they would just grab things with their wings. However, this film does kind of break that, and you kind of immediately appreciate the fact that they actually do most of their hand stuff with their feet. So they're usually like one foot doing one thing while the other foot is keeping them balanced. They do use their arms to like talk and point and stuff like that, but for the most part, they actually do use the feet as their hands, which I thought was pretty cool. You don't usually see that in animation. Even storks didn't do that, where they, grab things with their hands. They usually grab things with their feathers, which was interesting. There aren't any other real animals except for like one or two that show up in like gags. The humor's okay. It's not like super duper memorable. I can't think of like a really great moment off the top of my head as far as humor goes. All the characters are pretty good, but they kind of fall into stereotypical things. The dad wants to be a leader, but he wants to keep his family safe. The mom wants to be adventurous and go out, and she kind of criticizes the dad, but they do work as a team, which is nice. They are not toxic parents. They are very active and involved. In fact, the dad plays with his kids all the time, and it's really clear that he doesn't really care what's going on outside. He is about taking care of his kids and making sure that they're safe, but also making sure that they have fun wherever they are. The mom takes care of the kids as well, and they work as a team. Like I said, the whole family works together very well. So it's like a healthy family dynamic, which is fun. The uncle's the kookiest character. That's kind of a trope, but it works because he's not on the screen a lot, and he's not really the center of every single little bit of humor. It's decent writing. It's not like the smartest writing, but it does what it does well. Yeah. Overall, the film's kind of enjoyable. I really feel closer to a 5 than a 6, just because personally I didn't care for it very much. There's some kids films that I watch and I'm just like, yeah, that's just a good film. That's just a fun film. I want to make sure that I have it, not just for like myself, but you know, if I ever have kids, or I have kids that come over or something like that, like my niece and nephew come over, I want to have good films for them. This film just doesn't really make that list for me. It's not really super memorable. If it's on a streaming service, your kids will probably like it because it has kooky animals and it has this immature humor, but I doubt that they're going to remember it after they grow up. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about the film, so I'll go ahead and I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you once again so much for watching this film, and once again, please like, subscribe, comment down below what your thoughts are about Illumination, or just Migration if you saw it, or what you thought about this review and what you think about the channel. We're always appreciative of all your feedback. If you want more articles and things like that, we try to keep up with things that are going on in the entertainment world, and we do that on our Facebook page at Entertainment Rebooted. Otherwise, we watch old films, bad films, and talk about entertainment related topics on this channel. So stick around, you'll probably find something that you like, hopefully. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Again, thank you so much for watching.